Hey you! Yeah, you. Welcome to the most fun dungeons from Shadowlands. Now, how useful do you think a video like this would be, Flame?
Well,
I mean,
we have been delving into the tier list a little bit, and to be honest, the dungeons are actually fun, and some people are probably interested to know how fun they are, because we do approach this from a fun perspective, obviously. Other people do. People like Dreadnought, I don't know if he did the dungeon tier list yet, but I think he did something similar.
I think so,
for the BFA one from a competitive perspective, from a high performance, high pushing player perspective. We're gonna do it is like fun. Like, are the mechanics cool? Are the bosses fun? Is it like immersive when it comes to like lore and stuff?
Yeah, the theme of it, you know, mob density, stuff like that. But you know, the overall argument is how much fun did we have playing all of these dungeons through alpha and beta, and how much fun would you expect to have if you think like us? But again, this is based purely on our opinion, all right?
Yeah.
So before we dive into it, as always, we thank you very much for subscribing to the channel already and clicking that notification button as well, because that's the way you truly help us out. You got this video recommended to you, might as well subscribe. We do a lot of good shit, okay?
All right.
All right, now let's get into the juice of it. The other side. Okay, this is S tier. Okay, that's the video.
What?
See ya. Bye-bye.
Get the fuck out.
I'm joking, okay? I'm joking.
Clearly. Well,
but I do like the other side a lot.
The other side is maybe one of the more varied type dungeons. Obviously, each
that's
boss.
That's what I like about it.
It's
so
like the main room is kind of like old deer, like what's it?
Right. Are we gonna have an argument here? Are we gonna be uncontradictory with this one?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Other side is a really cool instance, I would say. A really cool dungeon. It has a lot of different things. It keeps you engaged, right?
He doesn't want to put it into his.
I don't want to put it into his.
He doesn't. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
No, because I've played a lot with it. The mechanics are. It's not consistent. Some shit can one-shot you.
I think I think the biggest problem for me, at least in the other side, is actually the last boss, Mwizalab. I feel it's a little bit too all over the place. It really feels like for a dungeon that boss has the spacing. Nah, I don't know. I just played it 2 days ago, a couple of times. No, just the spacing of it when you fight him. It feels more like a raid boss than a dungeon boss for me. It's like, you know, he's really big. First of all, you can barely see anything from him, and then the mechanic when he spawns the little portals and you have to go all over the place. And if people don't know how to do that shit, you're gonna have a long ass time just running around.
You kind of have to like tilt your camera a little bit up to see his mechanics. It's like, I don't know if you've raided in Legion. There was this boss that did the same thing, like shoot his hand on one side and shoot his hand on the other side.
Sorry,
I actually like Mwizala. It's a really cool fight. It's different from all the other bosses in dungeons. Hey man, it is what it is.
So okay, I'm not gonna put it into S tier, but how about A tier?
I can give you A tier.
Okay, because it's fun. So guys, it's really diverse. Like each part of the dungeon has its own different vibe and mechanic. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love the fact that it's so condensed and packed, right? And the theme of it is really cool. There's a couple of spoilers here and there, but I'm not gonna get into it.
We don't want to get into that, but it
is super fun. And I wanted to put it into S tier, but you know, I gotta listen to the people.
If it's fun for you.
All right, let's move along. Holes of Atonement. Shut up, PC. I know you're giving errors over there. It just rendered. That's a render from an error from a render. Right. Holes of Atonement. Now, before we get into it, just know, guys, we played this dungeon the most. Why? Because it was on alpha. I think it was the first one. Yeah. And once we started queuing,
the second one?
No, I think it was the first one.
Right.
I think either it was this, and I think Plaguefall or Necrotic Wake.
Yeah.
So we're really bored of it. I am really bored of it. However, I feel it's one of the most easiest to do. It has clear routing.
It's very open space. I like the first part of it. You can make a lot of routes depending on what you want to do. The mobs are interesting because there's not a lot of type of mobs. There's like 3, but they come in different combinations, and you kind of have to approach packs differently. Like if there's too many dogs, then you want to control the hunter so he doesn't buff the dogs because they will just buff the tank.
You have to take note of that.
There's like other multiple archers, so you might not be able to stop the dogs from being buffed, but then you can just focus the dogs down. Obviously, there's like the big golem-y guys that just smash everything around.
The thing is, so all of the dungeons have different and interesting mechanics when it comes to mobs and stuff. What I was really expecting on Halls of Atonement and got a little bit let down because then I played Sanguine Depths. I didn't really feel that much Venthyr team. Of course, the zones are Venthyr themed and all of that, but it feels too lighted up. You know what I mean?
Okay. You mean the second half is like kind of inside dark and shit.
There's that room when you get plus that room specifically I kind of don't like. Like, I think that it's too much.
The third boss, or?
Yeah, the guy that keeps on healing with the mobs. Before the last boss. You go into that room, you keep on killing small mobs.
That's a little bit
It's a bit too much. It's too much. I mean,
and you kind of feel like you have to pop cooldowns, and it's just right before a boss again.
Exactly. It takes too long.
The third boss is pretty cool. It's like all bloody and
the bosses are cool. Yeah. All the bosses in Halls of Atonement are super cool. I'm not gonna lie, but there's a couple of downsides that don't really make it there. I just want to give it points because it does feel talking to Cabal and other people who really want to push it. They do feel like this is like the the most easy one to go through and get through in. So I'm thinking maybe a B tier.
I was thinking A tier.
A tier.
Let's put a B.5.
B. No, okay. So just because we do not take into consideration meta stuff and elitist bullshit Cabal and stuff like that, we'll put it into A tier. But this only because the bosses are super cool.
The bosses are really cool, man. Like every boss is different from pretty much any other bosses we've had so far.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right.
Mist of Tirna.
Now we have this bullshit.
Now.
Okay. I'm curious. What do you think about this dungeon, Flame?
Oh, I love this dungeon, man.
Oh, man.
It's interesting that we're gonna have different opinions. So this is the 3-boss dungeon, but it has a lot of trash. Not a lot of people like the trash.
Everybody loves more trash.
I don't personally like the trash either, and I think like the puzzle room has maybe 1 extra room. It should have 1 fewer room.
I hate that puzzle room.
And I love it, dude.
I don't like it.
I love it when people stumble across basic brainy things, man. It's like, it's
simple, man. Don't give me no puzzles.
It's kindergarten stuff, man. You just look at the symbols, and one that doesn't match the others, that's the correct way.
And that is fun. That's a fun dungeon.
Yeah, that's a fun dungeon.
All right.
Come on, it's different. All right, I get it why people don't like it. I get it why Marcelian doesn't like it. So I cannot really blame them for that. But for me, it's like news. Like, okay, hey, I want to see people fail basic color coordination things.
Dude, I'm fine with the whole puzzle thing. That's not a problem. I just feel that this dungeon has so much trash.
Yeah, it does. It does have a lot of trash.
It feels, honestly, it felt the potential of this dungeon, the thematic, right? Is super cool, right? The night fade thing and everything around it so bluish, the color, it's beautiful. The potential it had to make it a proper dungeon with more bosses and less trash. I mean, I feel it was lazy.
I get that because they did say that it has fewer bosses, but it's just as long as, like, why does it have to be as long?
It has to be as long because we put more trash in it, that's why.
because they don't want Maw of Souls again from Legion where you just farm like a 15-minute dungeon back to back to back to back. But why not keep it different, Ryan? Why not just, eliminate like 1 or 2 packs in between each bosses? Because there's a lot. Not until the first boss, but from the first to the second and the second to the third, there's at least 1 too many packs that is just, okay, we're just doing this again and again. And
it gets repetitive.
It's not like Halls of Atonement where the packs can be a little bit interesting.
No, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Halls of Atonement has a lot of more mechanics into the packs, plus you cannot compare the density.
Oh, that pack has the kick and you just kick a bunch of times. That pack has the stun and you just stun a bunch of times, and that's... All
right, so I guess you wanted to put Mist of Tirna in A tier?
Mechanics...
There's no way it's gonna get on A tier.
No. Mechanics-wise, it would be a C tier, but because it's so beautiful and it's such an outdoor and I really love the puzzle, I feel like a B tier is
B tier
is fair.
That was what I was going for, because, I would put it to D, but, I'm willing to hear you out.
No. It cannot compare to Halls of Atonement and the
others that are to come. Okay, the Necrotic Wake. This is another dungeon that we played the hell out in Alpha.
Yeah.
But it was among the
first... This for me, as soon as I think about it, this is a B tier for me. For the overall feel. The thing is, it's a little bit plain. At least the first half is a little bit plain.
Yeah, it's a bit.
And the necrotic mobs are so punishing for tanks like Blooddeacon, and are so really just punishing. Like it's not a big deal. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but if you don't have a lot of, it feels like if you don't have a lot of kicks, that first part of the dungeon is gonna.
The first part, that's the thing. So here's the thing, right? if people don't know the mechanics of the first part of the dungeon, especially like the first little fight, like with those ticks that
there's also the ticks, and even touch on the boss. So like it's
problematic.
Yeah, the discrepancy between knowing the mechanics and not knowing the mechanics is too huge. If you know the mechanics, it's an easy fucking dungeon. It's like a cakewalk. It might even be easier for you as a player than Halls of Atonement. But if you don't know the mechanics and you fuck one shit up, you get punished so bad.
You're gonna get frustrated a lot. And this is a puck killer.
This is I don't know. I feel like on higher keys, this can really fuck people up. If you miss a kick or the hook on the third boss.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. But if you miss it, you die.
Super punishing, right? Tyrannical. So this is the thing about necrotic wake, right? It's a puck killer. Now that being said, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the dungeon where thematically it's where the necrolords attack Bastion.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk a bit thematics here.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool. Story-wise, it's
it's super good from this point of view. Visually, it represents exactly what it needs to represent. So no issues in the art department, the vibe, the feel, the immersion. It's there. Okay,
it's an undead dungeon for sure.
But that's the thing, right? You're gonna love this dungeon. But if you don't know, or if people in your party don't know what the fuck is happening over there, mechanics, it's gonna be a problem, and you're not gonna love it as much. So
the thing is, so mechanics that can wipe you are not necessarily a problem, but they're not very obvious that that's what they'll do, right? It's just
you said
bunch,
it's a big
like
discrepancy.
the necrotic boss mobs are just shooting necrotic balls like they would frostball or shadow balls. Like, oh, okay, it's just a regular cast. No, but you kind of have to kick all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some of us learned that the hard way.
Last boss is cool though.
Oh, let me
the one that sends you down.
Oh yeah, that one. Well, see, that's the thing. You like that. You see, I like the hook mechanic. I feel.
No, the hook mechanic is fine, but people fail it so much,
but
and it can get glitchy though. It can get glitchy. You can actually position yourself in front of the boss, and either the hook does a reach or just like scratches the boss, and then.
All right. Let's finish off with the last boss because you brought it up. So, the last boss, from the fact that I feel the speed on which he casts his abilities, especially the punishing AoE part and stuff. Comet Storm and whatever. I think it's too fast for a lot of the people. That could be a little bit delayed. And you said you like that transport and going over there. I played it. I didn't find it fun at all. Especially when playing on a low mobile class.
It's something
different.
I know what you mean.
There you go.
But it is an interesting thing, and I think the reason why I don't like mechanics are kind of really shitty for certain classes. But the reason I like them is that you can actually abuse them. For instance, the Comet Storm thing. You can, if you're like two melees, you can just sit at opposite of the boss and just stutter step around it, and you can still hit it without being hit by the Comet Storm. So they're like cool ways to deal with the mechanics. It's not very straightforward, but that's the part that I like about them. But they can be annoying. I can see that being annoying. So.
I feel it was just a bit chaotic, the last boss. But anyways, let's close out. We talked the most on Necrotic Wake. So where do you want to place it? I'll put it into B tier.
Yeah, I'm sticking with B tier. It has pluses and minuses that are keeping it there for me. So it could be better, it could be worse, but
All right, Plaguefall. Plaguefall, is this the one? I have trouble remembering
this.
This
the big poison one with the poison puddles and all the poison giants.
Okay. I don't like this one. I'm just gonna say it off the back.
All right.
Again, coming from somebody who generally played slow immobile classes like Red Paladin or Disc Priest and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of walking around. Plus, the boss. I think that's the first boss when he jumps off from platform to platform and shit and all that puddle. That's the second one. Okay. I don't like that. I think there's too much green. I have a problem with too much green coming from Legion. I have trauma from Legion, man. So much.
I guess they could have put a little bit more bone in.
Dude, a lot of the abilities, a lot of the telegraphed abilities are not represented properly. I mean, for somebody like me who wears glasses, sometimes it's getting pretty hard to focus on. Okay, what the fuck is happening underneath me? Because it's all so many.
Yeah, there's a specific mechanic where the boss jumps on the same platform a couple of times and just shoots like in a cross-like fashion, all that little poison. And the only way that I can figure out how to do that is just not be close to it, which is kind of counterproductive for a melee, because then you have time to like move out of the thing. There's a lot of movement. It's an annoying dungeon. I mean, it keeps you on your toes, but there's a lot of mechanics that just force you to move. Like every boss
artificially make you do something that shouldn't be there.
The mechanics are fun though. I mean, the first boss you have to stop things from getting to him so he doesn't eat them and get healed.
But it feels boring. It was boring. The first one is boring. The second one is annoying. The third boss is the big worm, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, the third boss is the spider that spawns spiders.
Oh yeah, that one. Another annoying motherfucker. I hate that one.
Oh my god.
Okay, we have the fourth one, which is the big bug. That's the big bug, or that's the last one? No, the last one is the one I like.
The lady with the tentacles.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I like.
That's a lot of movement too, man.
But that's the thing. The movement is designed for even a red paladin to be able to calculate his pony.
I know.
Right? So it doesn't feel forced. It feels okay.
Made it better.
it's a good package. Yeah, I know how it was at the beginning. Plus now it's all, you know, the tentacles that are about to blast are lighted up, so
yeah, they're highlighted. It's the mechanics are more telegraphed now. There is a pattern. Like every phase of the tentacles, I think it's different, but you can tell the pattern once you like see it. Oh, that's how they do it, right?
Yeah,
so
you learn it.
You might fuck it up the first time, but the second time is like gonna be like a no issue. Like the tentacles are gonna be a no issue. I do like the spider mechanic though because it's something that we haven't.
Of course you do.
Have a lot. Come on, man. You know I like my life to be lived at a difficulty level, you know, because
it's not about difficulty, man. It's about making some artificial. For me, feeling like you're increasing some sort of difficulty based on artificial things you have to do or be aware of. It doesn't make all the time sense, or it doesn't feel right. But that's me.
Well, fair enough. For me, Plaguefall mechanically and overall feel would be an A, but I can see it if you want to put it down.
I want to put it into a C.
You wanted to put it into a C?
I mean, only for that mechanic from the spider, you're gonna put it into an A tier.
No, I like the last.
The last boss is
I like all the mechanics. They're annoying, but I like them because, you know, it makes me want to, you know, find a way to deal with them.
Well, I think we're gonna have to do these tier lists separately. Okay.
All right.
Let's compromise.
If we're gonna think about it, okay, I like Mist of Tirna Scythe a little bit more than Plaguefall, so we can put it in a C tier. We can put it.
Is this you compromising? Just saying,
this is me.
Just let Marcelian have his thing.
Compromising. Yeah.
All right. Plaguefall it is. Now, Sanguine Depths. Okay, I'm really curious on what you think about this one.
Man, overall I like all the dungeons, alright?
Shut up.
So,
tell me about Sanguine Depths.
I like the gauntlet mechanic. I feel like
yes! Fucking, we can finally agree with something.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool, and it's a high octane combat, right?
Hell yeah! And the fact that you have to go all the way back through all of that shit to finally do it, you know, with the last boss, it felt amazing. Plus, the theme. This is Ventir 100% all red around in the thematic, you know,
here he goes.
Like, you know, vampire-ish stuff, you know, blood sucking, anima sucking all over the place. It felt great. And the gauntlet, you mentioned it. I wanted to see if you're down with that shit. So, because gauntlet type stuff is, you can a little bit look at the other side, because you're still going into circles. And
no. Gauntlet is when you start the boss fight really early and you keep fighting trash, and you kill bosses in phases.
Yeah, it felt a little bit gauntlet with the other side. But, you know, Sanguine Depths kicks it off the park. So, what was your favorite, I don't know, mechanic of it, or boss or whatever?
Well, the one that I enjoyed playing the most and was the shittiest one, but I feel like maybe we've done too lower keys to actually feel it, but it's the second boss. The second boss, when we did it on 10s and higher, was really punishing because is the one that spawns the ads and rotates the balls in the circle, and you kind of have to like dodge it.
Oh shit!
That is probably the most difficult boss in the dungeon because when you get targeted by the AOE mechanic, you have to go out of the party, and as a melee that sucks balls.
I played Feral on there. I had no problem.
When the rotating balls around the room hit you on proper key level, they almost one-shot you on tyrannical. And if the ad stays up, what we had to do to actually kill it in time on high keys is to actually chain CC the ad and kill it really quick.
That's cool.
Otherwise, that would have wiped us. So that was that at the time. I don't know. They keep changing mechanics and they keep nerfing and buffing mechanics. I don't know how it feels now because I haven't done it at a high key in a while. But that was a challenge that was like, oh my god, we finally did it. It felt so good. That was really cool.
All right, fair enough. I really like the last boss just for the fact that you have to like go all around and stop. You know, kill some AoE and start killing again. I love that. It's different. It didn't feel like, okay, now you finished the dungeon. Because I didn't know. The first time I went into it, I didn't know how it works. So I'm like, oh, we're done. Oh, shit. Oh, we're not done. Let's go.
Yeah, that was the cool gauntlet mechanics.
Okay,
like,
S tier?
Yeah,
S tier, baby. Here we go. We have it. All right. Pretty cool. I'm glad we agree on something.
Finally, right? Spires of Ascension, though. No, that's one of my favorite dungeons, if not my favorite dungeons. All right. Mechanics. What do you think of the boss mechanics in general?
I was not really impressed. The only thing that stood out was actually the last boss, to be fair.
Really, the last boss?
Yeah, I love the fact. I love the thing with the gathering stuff, and then you have to throw the thing. I don't know if it's still too buggy because you're not gonna hit it.
It doesn't seem like it's as buggy as it was before.
Yeah, it didn't feel that way.
For me,
let me think. What was? Oh, the first boss was the actual tooth, right?
With the bird and the
bird. Yeah, I mean, that's just dodge shit.
Yeah, that's actually that was a wall for us on Tyrannical. Because if you don't pay attention to like the little black wavy things that the bird shoots out, that can one-shot you.
That's what I'm saying. It's dodge shit. It's not.
And also
not
the boss
happening.
cleaves in front, so positioning seems to be really tricky there.
Okay.
But the last boss, I felt as an immobile melee felt a little bit weird because what happened was, you know, once he stays or she stays on the platform, it spawns like a detonating bomb that you have to be in the bubble to survive it.
Yeah.
And then she charges out of the bubble, and you have to like sit there and it's like, all right, I cannot go out. You can min-maxing and like be a little bit cheesy, but you can be greedy and just die because that detonation probably one-shots.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how people will make it work faster, but that's what stood out to me from mechanics of the dungeon.
Oh, you know what's really cool? The third boss, the big robot dude. If you're like a paladin, that's also because you could do the whole ball mechanic, soak ball mechanic, on your own.
I know.
And that was like because that does a lot of damage that needs to be healed. And if you just bubble it,
I did it as a rogue, man, with Cloak of Shadows.
Oh, and that too. Like if you can immune it, you're like, hey guys, respect. Yeah, I carried your ass. That's kind of how it is.
Okay, so for you, this is an S tier. I'm we're going with S tier for
the outdoor feel, the lighthearted. I feel like I can finally breathe. It's like opening the window in the morning and getting some fresh air.
This is why I would put it into a higher tier because of the aesthetics and the open space feel. The immersion, the thematic is mwah. We talked about an outdoor dungeon when we touched on Halls of Atonement. This is better in that sense.
Yeah, this is all outdoor.
You're literally in the sky.
You're really in the heavens, man. And it's like it feels like it's a war between the blue Kyrians and the dark Kyrians. Because they're all like fighting above.
Shall we spoiler? No, we don't.
I mean, it's in all the cinematics so far, so it's not a big deal.
So I would have put it into an A tier because I was not that impressed by it, but I will compromise. See, it goes both ways.
Thank you.
I'll agree with Flame here and put it into S tier. All right, and the last one. Can I just say it?
All right, go for it.
Can I just say it? This is my favorite dungeon.
Oh, really? Theater of Pain?
100% my favorite dungeon.
Oh, really?
Yes, 100%.
Well, I wonder what tier that goes in.
Well, I want to hear what you think about it.
I really like it. It's mechanically, I feel, at least in layout, it's way better than Halls of Atonement. The other side, way better.
Baby.
The bosses are interesting, and it's really cool that you have different types of mechanics in between bosses.
One of the coolest mechanics I've ever saw in a dungeon.
Is the dual thing?
That
I knew it was gonna be the dual thing.
Come on, man. Let's be real.
I know. I like it.
It's an actual duel. So the damage remains. You understand? You can hurt each other.
You get healed when you get back up, man.
But I'm not talking about when you get back there, man. So when you do the duel, you can put CC on and apply stuff, and the duel takes damage.
Trinket.
Well, they got nerfed. They got nerfed by
they got nerfed. No, but that was a really cool mechanic, and I think
it
that
makes
just
sense with the thematic of the dungeon. That's the thing.
Yeah,
because it's all an arena over there.
That's the thing, because I feel like they kind of missed the ball on that part. Because right now, apparently, the way to do it is if you want to push like high keys, is not do the mechanic. But it feels like if like on high tyrannical keys, if you stay there and you get the buff, like the longer you survive, the more damage buff you get when you send back up. I feel like that's really cool. So maybe they can in the future patches buff the actual buff that you get for staying there, so that it's an incentive to actually try hard in a duel. Otherwise, you're just like, okay, just kill me and let's be done with it. It's like that's boring.
That's actually cool feedback. Maybe they take that on board.
And you know what I really like is while getting to that boss, is that like have these mini bosses with all the sorts of mechanics.
That's another cool thing.
And it's not as annoying as the lightning elemental on the bridge in Shrine of Storm.
Shrine of Storm, yeah, I get you. No, that is one thing, but it's annoying as fuck. This, however, feels only right, just natural to get into there, kill it, move your way, make your way forward.
I have to say that the last boss of Theater of Pain feels like a last boss of the dungeon.
That's what I was to say, because there's so many mechanics you have to watch for. It's not just dodge shit. Well, it's mainly
it feels like
shit.
all the mechanics are on a different scale than everything else.
Yeah,
like he controls the whole area, like pulls you in, and like spawns dudes all around.
All those spirits or whatever that they go through there and you have to avoid and stuff.
It's pretty cool.
The debuff you get, you have to all stack around and
Alright, man, you convinced me, man. I was gonna put it into A tier.
No, come on, man. You gotta accept it.
It's on a different level than Halls of Atonement and the other side for sure.
Yes. So this is 100% an S tier. And again, guys, this is our thing. Obviously, we see with different people in a lot of cases. But you know, as all humans should strive for, we can tend to get into agreement.
Yeah, we have common grounds, man.
Yeah, that's
like
the thing,
Paladin.
right? It's a discussion like Feral, but at the end of the day, it's based on our experience and what we played, what we think it's a fun dungeon. You know, ranging from normal to heroic to mythic plus and all of that stuff. There's a lot of things when going into making a decision on this. You know, there's mechanics, there's mob density, as we talked about, bosses, immersion, graphics, all of that doesn't make sense. This is why I said Theater of Pain really makes sense to have a mechanic of a dual type.
It feels like a D. Maldraxxus dungeon. Like Plaguefall is like, it's too much poisony, and Necrotic Wake is like, okay, that has to be like a bash. Why is this so much Maldraxxus it? But Theater of Pain is like, if you follow the campaign, if you really listen to what they're all about, that's kind of what they're all about.
100%, yeah. And even if you're not into the theme of the Necrolords or anything like that, you can still appreciate and enjoy all of the different types of things. Overall, I think we can safely say this. Overall, these dungeons feel better than all the BFA, almost all of the BFA dungeons.
Maybe Plaguefall is not as great.
Okay. With all its faults, I can take Plaguefall over any Tol Dagor.
Oh yeah, let's not get into that, man. I think they did learn from Tol Dagor, because I feel like Sanguine had the problem of becoming a Tol Dagor, where there's like so many tight corridors and all of the mobs all over the place.
No, but they made it right.
They made it right. So this is our opinion on the dungeons. We did play them for, what is it, 6 months now or more?
Starting at the beginning of June. I don't know how to count, but it's a lot of time.
We had beta, we had alpha earlier. Yeah, around May, June.
I'm telling you, my friend, it's beginning of June.
All right, so that's 5 months.
5 months where we can safely assume they did a way better job with all these dungeons when compared to BFA. And I'm really excited. There's a lot of reasons we are excited for Shadowlands. This is one of the big reasons. The dungeon. But this is like the launch dungeons. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be more coming up.
Have more.
So that's the tier list. We have S tier, Sanguine Depths, Spires of Ascension, and Theater of Pain.
Tier of Pain. Yeah, that's our S tier list. But what is your tier list when it comes to S class?
There you go. I had to do it.
I
had to do it. But yeah, so if you guys saw, maybe not all of you had the beta or something, right? But you saw it on streams and in videos. For those of you who actually had the beta and tested out, what's your tier list on this? What do you think is the best?
From what you've seen so far,
Yeah, it's let's get the conversation going, because obviously we all going to go through all these dungeons to
eventually
gear up and stuff like that. But I think it's a good thing to know what to expect a little bit more or less, and not be disappointed or overly excited how I was in Sanguine Depths and Theater of Pain. So yeah.
Well, this is our S tier, and if you haven't played the beta yet, and obviously the expansion is still yet to release, but it's so close. You can also catch us play these dungeons on our stream at twitch.tv/MarcelianOnline, where we love all the support that you guys are giving us, and of course all the support that our Patreons are giving us at our Patreon page, which you can check down below if you like this type of content and you want to support us a little bit more. Obviously this is free, you don't have to do anything, but it does really help us out and does enable us to expand and do more stuff like tier lists, which we didn't really think we're gonna be doing until recently.
I love that you said expand. Yeah. We don't use that word too often. But on top of all this, announcement on November the 23rd, when the expansion launches, be sure to join us at twitch.tv/MarcelianOnline. Why? Because we're gonna have the biggest stream ever with a lot of surprises, physical giveaways sent from Blizzard, a lot of cool things like books and art prints and toys and all of that. They're gonna be
cool stuff.
giveaways. We're gonna send them all over the world. So remember, November the 23rd, twitch.tv/MarcelianOnline. You know, we're gonna level up together.
Releases, yeah, we're gonna have like a really engaging stream. We're gonna stream for hopefully until we get 60. That's why we mean by the biggest stream ever.
Who knows? Yeah. Hopefully
we'll see if we survive. If we have enough pizza and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we're gonna do a live performance of our song. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. See ya.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classical retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.